Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. So I think we are far enough along in the way of the 14th Doctor's first adventure. For me, for the first 4 or 5 parts of it, it seemed really like they were going to say, oh, the entire Jodie era didn't really happen in real reality, which I still hope they're going to say. So I was loving it until they basically backed away from that and they moved into a different story. Look, the function of this story is to remove any visual trapping from the Jodie Whittaker era for the to explain it for the fans when it comes back in November. Unless I'm totally wrong, right? I have no idea what TARDIS David I was going to say David Whittaker. Really? That's a weird... I mean, did they not want there to be a David Whittaker? Yes, they certainly did. That David Tennant will be flying. Because they only finished building Shooter's TARDIS about... 4 months into the shoot, so I don't know what TARDIS he's flying. Maybe it is a Jodie one. I have no clue. I doubt it, right? I think they want to have a complete visual break from the Jodie Whittaker era because it wasn't very good / popular. People just had a very bad impression from it. That's what I think. I might be wrong. Look, we've already seen he's got a different sonic screwdriver in the location filming, so I imagine he's going to have a different TARDIS. What will that look like? Who knows, or dares to dream. But I think that's the function of this comic strip. It's also developing into quite a decent story, and as I say at the end of this review, when I finish reviewing it, saying how good is it, it depends on what they're doing with David Tennant moving forward and shooting up. Well, are they going to retcon away the Jodie Whittaker ears? As kind of feels like they are, right? It kind of feels like David Tennant isn't really a Doctor. It's kind of a skin been put on the Doctor. And I think instead of regenerating, they're going to pull it off or something and be shooting gut one underneath, right? That's what I think. Because they're going out their way to say it's a 14th Doctor, and I really think they're going to get rid of that labeling, but I don't know anything. This is just fan speculation, right? Which is fun. Fans like to speculate because we're fans of things, because that's what fans freaking do. Anyway, so this is a recap and review of the story thus far. As I said, it's developing into quite a decent story. It's one of the better comic stories. Before we get into it, can I ask you to like, share, and subscribe? If you're not on Rumble, head over to Rumble, baby. Rumble is the way of the future, right? Rumble's the way of the future. I'm doing exclusive live streams on Rumble now because I can't say anything on YouTube, right? If I say anything about the current age we're living in, which is often injected into our entertainment, so it's very hard to talk about it without talking about that, right? How does one do it? So I'm doing much more Rumble exclusives now, and honestly, I just don't see YouTube lasting, frankly. YouTube, what seems to be that it wants to be a monoculture, right? They want voices like me not to be. Look, I'm shadow banned like crazy. Do you know how shadow banned I am? On YouTube, I get a quarter of the views on my live stream that I do on Rumble, right? And I got a 4,000 person subscribe, not huge, about 4,000 person subscriber base, and on Rumble I got nothing, right? It's like 150. Can you just subscribe over there? That'd be great. That'd be fantastic. But yeah, so please join us on Rumble, the way of the future, baby. Look at the video notes, you'll find my Substack, my email newsletter on Twitter. I have all my content on Twitter as well. Substack, Twitter, Rumble, YouTube. You just follow me everywhere, baby. Follow me everywhere. It will make your life immeasurably better. Yes, it will. Sometimes I hedge my bets about that, but I do think it'll make your life immeasurably better. And that's regardless of how good your life is now, right? However great your life is now, which might be a lot better than mine, it will still be better for subscribing. How would you know? How do you know it's going to happen? You gotta subscribe and find out. Subscribe. Wait for 10 to 15 years, then evaluate, right? And then you can say, see, you're absolutely right, because that's what you're going to say. You're not going to say, see, you're full of crap. No, they're going to say, see, you're absolutely right. So like, share, subscribe. Fine. So this little review comes from my live stream. As I said, I live stream a lot, because again, Rumble likes live streaming and Rumble likes me. Okay, so that's how that works, right? So this is from a live stream I did last night. Come and join us on a live stream. We take the bits. As I said, on live streams you get me on Twitter, on Rumble, and on YouTube. It was on Facebook, but I wasn't getting any traction there. So Twitter, Rumble, and YouTube. Those 3 ones. Go and follow me everywhere. Now, fine, let me hand over to me from last night. So firstly, okay, this Doctor, well, looks and sounds will look like the 14th Doctor very angry and broody. So I think he's the 10th Doctor who doesn't know what he's doing there, is angry and broody about it. Okay, so that's basically as thing as deep as it gets. So the remit of this story is to essentially remove all the trappings, all the trappings of the Jodie Whittaker era for the fans. So when it comes back and it has absolutely no visual connection to Jodie Whittaker whatsoever, they the fans are all okay with it. So this is like the hour in between the two, right? But that's why I think he's always quite so scowly. Yeah, one second. I've got to find the window. I've lost the window. I lost my window. It's page overview. I don't know. So we go down to, there we go. Doink. So you see this, it does come out straight from the the regeneration. Now, for some reason, it's close regenerated. That means regenerated. I think he's some kind of like doll from the made by the toy maker or something along those lines. And basically, when he's a skin, and they're going to peel him off, and underneath will be shooting. Right, that's my guess. Right. Are you going to like? Is he in the toy maker's realm or something along those lines? I think there's going to be room to retcon away the all the massive continuity errors of the Jodie Whittaker years, right? I don't know what it is, but I do hope that's going to be. So he basically goes straight into his TARDIS, and next thing he knows, he's getting a automated list. He's a distress call, and he finds himself in Wembley in 1966, I believe. Fine. So it's Lee Sullivan on the art. I do wish they kept what's he called again? Who was doing it? Only Death Can Save Us. What's his name again? Oh, I can't remember his bloody name. Oh, God. Okay, one second. I'm actually going to have to look this up. Yeah, while I'm looking this up, let's put on the next thing, which will be the next issue, which is this awesome cover. I mean, I absolutely adore this cover. Right, so this basically is how the issue ended. Yeah, one second, let's go back to. I'm just going to go back to an older issue of Doctor Who magazine so I can see who did the art, because it's going to make me crazy if I can't remember. There's another great cover as well. Hang on. Bit thinking about it. Who was it? Oh, this is really killing me. It's like, you know, when you have a name and you can't bloody remember it. Oh God, it's like here it is. Thank God, Russ Leach. Oh God, that was so bloody painful. That was ridiculously painful. That was more painful than it ever needed to be ever. Anyway, at the end of the first one, they have a big, good cliffhanger endings at the end of each 6 pages, right? I find the page length's a little bit too slight, but, you know, after nearly being cancelled, they had to really cut down costs, right? I think Anthony Lamb did the cover. Love it. Absolutely adore it, right? So, basically the Daleks turn up at Wembley. There have been these aliens there that are shielded, right? And they the Daleks show up and they're like, hey, they're watching everything, they're taking all selfies, and they chase the Doctor. And there's a woman there he met, and she's hiding in the TARDIS. They grab the TARDIS, and they're like, "Let's exterminate the Doctor!" Da, da, da. Again, very good full-page cliffhangers, right? I do like that a lot, right? So that was it 6? Doink. There's Millie. How you doing, Millie? Looking good there as always. I can't wait to see you on screen. To the comic strip, right? So, and then it's a good resolution to the cliffhanger that he can't be killed, right? He's like going, and so they're clearly in some kind of like false reality, right? And he starts to prove it, right? He says, look, the Daleks, you Daleks are all genetically identical. That shouldn't be possible. So he starts to prove to them that they aren't real, that they're not in a real reality. At this point, right, I was going, is this going to reflect what we're going to see in the 60th and they're not in a real reality, right? Is this prelude that? So I was very excited. So, and then they blow up Earth. So I'm like, maybe they are. Maybe they are in a fate. Like, that would be awesome, right? And they're like really preluding the Jodie being over, right? So then it gets weird. Byron, look at that cover. Oh, that is a lovely. Like, who did the? I want to see the credit for that one. Hello, Leela. How you doing, darling? Is there a credit for that cover? Because it is stunning. Is it a CG? Is it what is it? Or is it a photo? I don't know. Really stunning cover. Love it. They don't say. Russell is so good on all the chat shows. Did you see Nolly? I thought Nolly was awfully good. I can't find the credit for the cover. Really annoying. Art editor, design. Cover image based on photo by Helen Solomon. So I guess they photoshopped the background, I guess, or something like along those lines. That's what I thought. I would have thought. But yeah. Okay, so they took a photo of a real prop and they photoshopped it. Okay, and they did it very well. If you don't mind me saying so. Doink. Yeah. By the way, I love how they keep randomly pulling out the one black guy in each department to highlight. Hi, I just work at Doctor Who. We're really. Okay, here's the thing. If you have to keep showing us your black friends, you sound racist, okay? That's the thing. You're doing it too much. You need to chill out, right? I'm sure Rashid Bello is a very nice chap, okay? Fine. And I'm sure he's going to do an excellent job, but really, and I'm not saying that hiring too many black people, I'm saying you keep highlighting black people, and it's getting embarrassing, right? Strangely embarrassing. Where are we up to? Oh yes, lesbians of the deep. Before we heard anything else, we heard they were gay, right? That was the important bit. So anyway, this is very typical for the 14th Doctor. Staying around brooding, right? Very, very broody, right? So he's like say, if this is real, like he thinks the reality isn't real, but if this is real, I'm going to be mad. So then these people show up, and the Daleks can't see them, right? And he's still got Jodie's screwdriver, and like, get rid of that crap, there, zinc, right? And they grab and they take him away, and they still got his TARDIS, and it turned out to be monkeys, right? And it's like, what's going on? And this is the woman he met earlier, but a different version of her. And he goes and he finds us in this weird Dalek theme park where people can like observe the Daleks, sort of. It's like, so now it's turned into something like somewhat like Jubilee, right? The Big Finish story, right? Was that what somebody was referencing earlier? Could well be. I was too dumb to realize it, right? Fine. So up to the next one. We love Sarah Jane. Didn't really love this issue, but doink. Fine. So they're in this like. It seems to be they're in this like Matrix-like theme park, right? They all revolve around Daleks attacking somehow, right? And they fight. So this is quite good. It's like Knights and Dragons versus the Daleks, right? Saying dual drive, like, so there's all these different like scenarios they could be in, right? They're like in a look, this is very obviously a tracing over there, but it could be whereas like this clearly isn't, right? So they're in this place. It used to be a safari, then the people working, they genetically modified themselves to be the animals to get guests, And so this is where it became again. This became like a theme park to experience different Dalek scenarios, right? And then in the theme park, the workings of the theme park, something starts freaking out, right? In the workings of it, and they don't come in, and he comes in anyway, and he finds what's driving at this theme park. This is a Dalek being tortured, essentially, right? So now we're in kind of interesting, like Westworldy territory, right? I think we are here. Let's find the next page, and that brings us up to so it's only really now I was able to really get a bead on the story, right? Hang on, I got to reload. Because I'm like far enough in, I can like really evaluate. Second. Stop screen, share screen. Icky thump. Doink. Like a bit of Hartnell on Troughton action. Full frontal Hartnell on Troughton action. Ding, 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 ding. I guess for me, porn is always stuck in the 70s. So anyway, yeah. So now we go back to the story. There was a crashed Dalek ship, and they managed to harvest a bunch of Daleks, right? But like this is where Lee Sullivan really comes together with like these Daleks broken in half, and from that they use these Daleks to generate these like fantasies. Right, that they're in. So now it gets really kind of interestingly meta. The fantasy reality they create is by this plasmode data. So it's got some physical presence, right? And they say, yeah, we got to because the Daleks, the fake Daleks they created in the virtual reality have interacted with a real TARDIS. Right, and he made them question their reality. They're starting to freak out a little bit, right? And it's making the whole simulation break down. So they say, listen, we got to what's it? We got to vent the psychoplasm, right? This thing that that the reality is built out of. This goo is built out of. And as it's doing that, it senses reality collapsing in, these fake Daleks in a virtual reality, and they got a real TARDIS there. So they say, well, we need an escape pod. We can't have an escape. We don't have an escape pod that can escape reality. No, we do. It's the TARDIS, right? We got to work out how to get into the TARDIS, right? And so they vent the plasma, and the TARDIS appears in the lobby, right? And in the woman version that's based on the woman here that he saved from in the first or second issue in episode and put her in TARDIS comes out, right? And also the Daleks also save themselves. So now you got these like virtue Daleks that are invading like fake Daleks based on real Daleks that are invading reality. I have to say I quite like the story, right? I do quite like the story. It does mean that we're not, ergo, have always been in a fake reality, right? It does mean that, sadly, right? It does mean that it hasn't retconned away Jodie's stuff as yet. But I am hopeful it will happen, right? I am very hopeful it will happen. So, yeah, look, I think this is actually, as Doctor Who comic Dalek stories go, I think it's probably one of the better ones, right? For a Doctor Who story to be good, you really need a bit of scope. Right, the Matt Smith did a great one. Well, not Matt Smith, obviously, with the Matt Smith Doctor, where it went over like a year. Like I think something of Olympus. I don't know, but it was kind of stupid. It was somebody had empowered the tribe of Gum with superpowers. Yeah, so it was kind of dumb. But it was the Doctor Who comics need scope. Right, and that's what I think this one really has. So, look, its function though is to get rid of all the trappings of the Jodie era. So, how it's going to do that, I don't know.
But I get the feeling it's going to happen relatively soon. And I think with it, they're going to forget the fob watch and all that shit forever. It's gone, right? Tony was an embarrassment to the Nigerian Brotherhood brothers on FOC. I have no idea what that means. Don't look at me. I have nothing to do with this Dalek Disneyland. But that's essentially what it is. So again, look, I think this is quite a strong story. I will certainly get the trade paperback of this and reread it and enjoy it. But really, it all depends on what the 60th anniversary does, right? As long as it gives Ruben a headcanon to erase Jodie and to explain all the continuity errors away, then I will like the story. Without that, it makes the story much weaker in my imagination, right? In my mind. But yeah, I will totally get it. Please do not include this with a Jodie like collection. That would just fuck me off. You know what I would do at that point? I would collect it myself and print it myself. Which you can do. Print on demand, yes. That would fuck me off. Something chronic. Right. Let's have a look, see what comics, how many issues they need to serialize. And where is it? Okay, so how many stories do they still have to print, right? So they got the Piggybackers. Is that I take it that's a Jodie story, right? What's the Piggybackers? A quick look. Go ahead. Fine. So that is where to go? Where we're up to. That's 49, 50, 51, and 52. So that was wait a minute, that was 8. I think there were 8-page stories then, weren't they? Oh, fuck you. Come here. Were they 8-page stories then? 4 parts. How many pages? Oh. Does it say anywhere? So yeah, this was the last one before COVID, right? And 1 second, I'm just gonna go. So I think these are 8 pages long. I mean, I could just go and look at them. Does it tell me how many pages there were? 8 pages, yes. So 8 is in 32 pages, right? So that's 32. That's quite a lot right there. And then 32, and then 56, 57, 58. 32 plus 18, 42. So we're up to 50 pages. Then White Dragon, which was awful. 8, 16, 59, 50, 68 pages, and 68, then another 12, 70, 80 pages. It's too much to mix this together, the 14th Doctor. 80 pages, 86, 80 pages, 86, and that's 74, 75, 76, 77. 76, 77. That's 4 issues. 86 plus 6, 12, 24. That's 106, 110 pages. 110, then 80, 81, 82, 83, 84. So it's 140 pages. And I think this Doctor and the Mechanoids was, that was not that one. Fine. So I said, 150 pages? Yeah, that's kind of a big collection right there, which they're not going to sell. Man, that's a lot. Right? Normally they're how long? How many pages?
That is Mr. What was it? Warmonger. So that's what 531 to 48. So it's 17. Let's do the math. Oh, I'm doing my head in. Oh, this goes up. Okay, so this goes up to 548 minus 534. So that's 14 issues times 8 pages, 112. Right. Oh, I'm scared. No. They might put the Everlasting Summer. They might put one Jodie story with this. Oh, I hope not. I hope not. 13 times 6. They would have to be crazy to do that. This is a 78-page story. They should release it on its own. They would have to be absolutely insane to release a Jodie story with this. I would literally print it myself out of absolute disgust. Right? I'm getting mad at the actual thought of it. Man. My name's Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.